You know that quote, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results? Hey everybody, hope you're having a great Friday. So I want to know if you're ready for a tough conversation, because I have people coming to me, or I see it online, and people are saying, why? Why is my pay low? Why did I get a low rating? Why are bookings low? And I want you to go from why to how. When you ask why, you're at the liberty of whoever you're working for, whether that's the company or whoever you're talking to. You are saying, like, here's my power. You're putting your hands out and you're saying, here's my power, because you're expecting them to have the answer. Answers are always in here within you. So when you start asking how, that's when you're taking your power and you're doing something. You are going to take steps to get you from here to here to here to here to here. So I want you to think big and start small. So whatever your big goal is, so if you're starting here, or even, wherever it is that you're starting, doesn't matter. What is your big goal? And then what are the steps in between that are going to get you to that big goal? So let's say you're unhappy with the pay that you have. And maybe you feel stuck because you don't think there's another company that could pay you more. Or maybe you feel stuck because you don't know what other opportunities there are. So I want you to, right now, after this live, or after you watch this video, get a piece of paper, write it in a document, whatever it is, and write down all the ways that you feel that you could do within the industry teaching ESL online to increase whatever it is you want to increase, whether that's hours, whether that is bookings, whether that is your pay. And I would venture to say that most people want to increase their pay and they want to bump up their salary. That's a lot of what I'm hearing. And because bookings have to do with how much you make too. Getting low ratings have to do with getting more bookings, which have to do with your pay, right? So write a list of the steps that you can take to increase your income, but I want you to think outside the box. Don't just think about adding hours. So what are other opportunities? If you're thinking about this industry, teaching ESL online, what are the things that other people in this industry do that make more money? So some of the things are teaching classes that pay more, or recruiting, becoming a trainer, mentoring, writing curriculum. There are many things. Which one do you feel most confident with? And maybe you can brainstorm even more than what I just said. You know that quote, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results?
Insanity is doing...
So if you are like, oh, I'm not happy with my pay, but you're not really asking that question, how? You're just still asking, why is it like this? Why is it so unfair? You're not asking, how can I change this? When you ask why, you're staying stuck. When you ask how, you're shifting a little. So the why question is going to keep you on the current path. The how question is going to shift you off that path a little bit. Now, thinking about it isn't enough. Okay, the why is really just making you only think about it. And I've been there. I've been in this situation. That's why I can speak to this. When I was teaching in a brick and mortar school, and I actually wrote a blog post, should I quit teaching, related to like brick and mortar teaching, not online. And if you want to know a little bit more about my story, go check that out. But it took me a while to realize I was asking why and not changing anything. So get out of that mentality of asking why, because it just keeps you where you are. If you want to start to move away from that and get whatever it is that you're hoping for, reach your goals, have a better life, have more financial freedom, then you have to start asking that how. So ask how, what are the things that I can do, but then take action. Because again, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results.
Insanity is doing.
So you want to take action towards those steps. Now, here's the thing. Remember, I said think big, but start small. Every little small step that you take adds up, and it's getting you closer to that bigger goal. Now, is it going to take time? Yes, you cannot expect instant results. So remember, you're in it for the long haul. And think about this too. If you've been doing this why question for a year, has anything changed? If you've been doing it for 3 years, has anything changed? If you've been asking why for 10 years, has anything changed? To the extent that you want it to change. Not just, oh yeah, I did get a little bit of a raise. No, because if you're still asking why, you're not satisfied. So if you want to get to the next level, then you need to ask how and take steps. Take actionable steps. And I wrote a couple of blog posts, but the most recent one is Make Money Teaching ESL Online. And there was a comment about this. They said, well, why is it like this? So that's why I'm doing this live. That prompted this, because I've actually gotten quite a few questions this week, just with similar tone, like about why is this happening? So take those steps and think about what you have to offer. What are you most confident with? If you feel like you're the best teacher and you have skills, teachers, maybe you want to be a trainer. I need to have contacts, number one. Or I need to prove myself and get the best ratings. Or start talking to people at the company, letting them know that I'm interested in it. If you get rejected, are you going to stop? No, you cannot stop at a rejection. You got to move past it and keep proving yourself. What are some other ways to prove yourself? Make a YouTube channel, start a blog. You do have to put the work in. So remember, if you're just putting your hand out here and saying, but why? You're just expecting someone else to be giving something to you. So that's, again, you're giving that power away by doing that. So you're just kind of like, here, I'm waiting. What's going to happen? Here it is. So you want to move past that. You want change? You got to make the change happen, baby. You got to go for it. I want you to start brainstorming, to write down all the things that you could possibly do in this industry to bump up your income. And I do want you to avoid just adding hours, because when you're just adding hours, you're on a hamster wheel and you're going to exhaust yourself and you're going to burn yourself out. And I see a lot of teachers thinking that way. They're like, well, if I work X amount of hours, I can make X amount of money. But your base rate or your pay rate isn't high enough to make it like a normal schedule. So you have to think outside the box. This is a tough conversation to admit to yourself. Okay, I've been doing this. You might not want to admit it. What I'm saying, it might make you angry. You might just be thinking like, she doesn't understand, or she has no idea what it's like. You're right. I don't know. You're living your life, but I do have experiences where I was asking why, and I wasn't seeing any change. So let me know. After you've written and brainstormed, you can either come back here and ask me a question in the comments. Of course, you could email me too. If you're kind of new or you want some inspiration, you can grab my guidebook. I will link it if you want to grab my guidebook for some more inspiration on ways to increase your income. And then I'll link that recent blog post, the 2 blog posts that I mentioned as well. So I'll go back in there and do that. But come back, let me know what your goal is, and let me know that you brainstormed. I'll hold you accountable if you come back and comment, and that'll be your accountability to come back here and say, yes, I brainstormed. And then not only that, but then you should come back and say, okay, I'm doing step 1 on my list. So brainstorm, write the steps you're going to take the steps. And that's it.